morning. It is 7 o'clock. We will call this meeting to order. If you'll please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Before we do public comments, if you've been with us, I just want to acknowledge two new faces to our Planning Commission. We have Helen Lyman over here who's joining us for the first time. And we have Larry Day Jr. also joining us for the first time. So we're excited that we have expanded our commissioners. So thank you for applying and thank you for saying yes. So we're excited to have y'all. All right, at this time, we'll move into public comments. So this time is if you have anything you want to share at the Planning Commission that is not in the public hearing section. So if you're here to speak on behalf of public hearing item A or public hearing item B, we will have open comments for that. So if you want to share anything not related to something on the agenda, please come to the podium, state your name and address. All right, seeing none, we will move on. For approval of the Planning Commission minutes for June 30th, 2025. Did every commissioner have an opportunity to review?
Yes.
And for our new commissioners, just so you know, you do not have to be in attendance in order to vote yay or nay for them. It's a matter of if what you see there is accurate based on if you agree with what's written there. Are there any edits or changes to the minutes?
No. I'll make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, we'll do roll call.
Commissioner Curtis,
Aye.
Commissioner Day,
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson,
Aye.
Commissioner Lyman,
Aye.
Commissioner Scary,
Aye.
Commissioner Sowers,
Aye.
Chairperson Canese.
Aye. All right, that's one unanimous. All right, moving on to public hearing item A. Rezoning requests by DW LLC property owner and applicant to rezone property located on the north side of Brammer Lane Northeast and adjacent to the east side of 2500 Brammer Lane Northeast, consisting of approximately 2.57 acres, identified as all of tax parcel 501-1-13D, parcel ID 021972, a portion of tax parcel 501-1-13F, parcel ID 025070, a portion of tax parcel 501-1-13D1, parcel ID 300315, and a portion of tax parcel 80-5-1, parcel ID 033688, from Agricultural District A to General Industrial District I-2. The property is designated as industrial on the future land use map of the 2013 Christiansburg Comprehensive Plan. Before we open it up to the applicant or any citizens, I'd like to see if staff wants to share anything with us. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. The purpose of this request is to rezone the parcel from agricultural to general industrial I-2 to allow for construction and use of a 9,000 square foot warehouse/storage building. You will note that the property is bordered to the north by Montgomery County and property also owned by that same owner. The intent of this is intended to encompass all contiguous property owned by DW LLC north of Brammer Lane and within the town limits. I know that some of the parcel lines are a little bit confusing when we're working with the county to clear it up a little bit. But just know that it's intended to be all of that property that's within town limits and owned by that same owner. The applicant has proffered the following. The property shall be developed in general conformance with the master plan submitted dated June 9th, 2025. For your consideration, utilities and septic, town water service is available to the property but town sewer service is not available to the property. The proposed location for septic is shown on their master plan. Per Christiansburg Town Code, Section 42-399, it says, for permitted uses utilizing individual sewage disposal systems, so that would be septic, the required area shall be determined and approved by the health official, which is the health department. This approval would be required as part of the site plan review process. And staff is here if you have any questions.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'll open it up to anyone from the community who wants to speak, or that's applicant or citizens. If you'll just state your name and address, please.
Good evening, Steve Simonis with Balzer and Associates, 80 College Street. Good to see everyone. Welcome to Mr. Day, Ms. Lyman. As Devin mentioned, this is just a little over 2.5 acres currently in town. And as she did mention, there are some kind of squirrely property lines in here from right-of-way. There's a portion of the property you'll see right here that was actually part of VDOT right-of-way. The applicants have gone through the process to acquire that property from VDOT, so that is now part of this 2.57 acres we're looking at. But you can see there's some old deed lines in here where it kind of kicks over into the county. But as Devin mentioned, we're only talking about the 2.57 acres north of Brammer and south of that property line right there. So again, 9,000 square foot building. Where we're looking at to orient everybody, that's Sawyer's Bus Sales right there, obviously Interstate 81. The property terminates right here. The DW, our clients who are here tonight, Mr. Duncan and Mr. Woods, are happy to answer any questions Planning Commission may have as well. They own this property here. That is in the county. They're in a process right now of working through development plans for a 15-lot subdivision. So that is in the county, not part of this project. So the two projects are separate. But that property extends on out this way, and we have a single family. There's a single family home further out Brammer Lane here. So obviously Sawyer's is right here. That's currently an industrial use. So as we looked at the comprehensive plan, as mentioned, this does meet the comprehensive plan that shows it as an industrial use on the future land use map. I'm gonna get you to do that, Devin, if you would. It's not scrolling for me. So that's just the existing conditions. Currently, the property's vacant. As you all have seen, probably driving up and down the road, there's some wrought iron fence that have been put in as part of the projects in the rear. That's not part of our project here, though. So currently, the property is vacant. And so the master plan, so the 9,000 square foot building you see here, 2 access points are proposed off of Brammer Lane. There's no intended use for the property right now. As we said, it would be warehouse and storage. It could be rented as one overall 9,000 square foot user. You could see it could be broken off into separate bays as well. The 2 access points would allow, larger vehicles to come in, pull through the building if necessary, or any trailered equipment. Stormwater management facility is in this location right here. The stormwater drains. When it drains out, it hits the existing culverts that end up draining into the Interstate 81 right-of-way. So that will be designed and built and maintained per state and local requirements. We do have a dumpster that would be proposed back here in the back of the property. It would be screened by town code. The septic field that Devin mentioned is over here. We have had some preliminary septic done. That would go into a little bit more further design as we get closer to the point, if we move forward with this, that we would go in through the site plan process. Water, as mentioned, is right along Brammer Lane, so we would be teeing off that. We do have a fire hydrant nearby if fire and emergency services required hose lay to get to a different piece of the building. We could install a separate fire hydrant further up closer to the building if necessary. So the property owners will maintain the parking, the building, the stormwater management areas. We had to come up with some sort of a rough idea about an employee count in order for us to do our traffic or our trip generation. So we looked at the square footage and estimated maybe a maximum of about 36 employees. The parking regulations in the town is 1 space per 2 employees. So we kind of backed into that 36 number. So you see we've got 18 parking spaces out here along the front and 3 here in the rear. With this type of proposed warehouse or storage use, it's a very low traffic generator. So we included those traffic numbers within our application itself. So basically 6 peak trips in the morning, 6 peak trips in the afternoon, with an estimated total of about 62 trips over the course of a full weekday. And that's probably estimating on the high side. If you look around some of the other uses in our adjacent industrial parks for this type of use, it's probably a little on the high side. And as mentioned, being in general conformance is the proffer we've included on this. So it's a fairly straightforward application. I'm not going to belabor it and go on, but I'm happy to answer any questions Planning Commission may have.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here to speak on behalf or related to this public hearing? All right, seeing none, we will move on to public hearing B. And for those folks who are our neighbors who are here, what we do is we do both public hearings, and then we'll move on. We'll have the discussion after we've done the public hearings, just so you can understand how the timeline will go. All right, so public hearing B, conditional use permit request by Lauren Ashley Elizabeth Potts and Dustin Storm Potts, property owners and applicant, to allow for a single-chair beauty parlor as a major home occupation on property located at 450 Hemlock Street Northeast, identified as tax parcel 529-19-13, parcel ID 024689, consisting of 0.331 acre in the two-family residential R2 district. The property is designated as residential on the future land use map of the 2013 Christiansburg Comprehensive Plan. Before I open that up to public comments, staff, is there anything you would like for us to know?
Hello. A home occupation application for an in-home beauty parlor, specifically a hair salon, was received from Lauren Potts. On the application, the activities associated with the home occupation are described as haircuts, coloring, highlights, styling, and treatments. Materials used for the proposed home occupation would include, quote, standard salon equipment that is typical for a single-chair setup. A more complete list is included in the attached home occupation application. It's in your packet. The application notes, quote, all equipment is standard for personal grooming services and does not exceed the typical electrical or mechanical usage of a residential home. No industrial, heavy-duty, or commercial machinery will be used. The basement of the residence is proposed to serve as the hair salon. The basement features an open room with an exterior exit to the driveway, a kitchen, and a bathroom. Ms. Potts is the only person proposed to be engaged in the home occupation, and no alterations to the residence are proposed. Customer parking is proposed to be in the driveway of the residence. The applicant stated she expects one customer at a time, by appointment only, noting the hours of operation would be Tuesday and Thursday, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Wednesday and Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The applicant has provided a layout of the facility as well as a photograph of the customer entrance and parking area, again, the driveway. The applicant has not offered any conditions. I did provide a list of conditions in your packet taken from the most recent conditional use permits approved for a single-chair beauty parlor. These were taken from a hair salon in 2017 and a nail salon in 2018. There was actually another one in 2021. It's the same list. They're provided to the Planning Commission for discussion purposes, and I'll go ahead and read those off. Number 1, the hours of operation shall be limited to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 2, there shall be no freestanding signage related to the business displayed on the property. One wall sign of a maximum 2 square feet shall be allowed. Number 3, this permit shall be reviewed by the Planning Commission in 1 year. Number 4, the building official shall inspect the premises prior to the issuance of the business license. And you'll see that that one's asterisked with the explanation that the building department's policy is to not inspect home occupations. And I provided a copy of that policy in your packet as well. Back to the potential conditions. Number 5, customers shall be seen by appointment only, and there shall be no separate waiting area. And number 6, on-street parking shall be confined to the street right-of-way directly adjacent to the property. And staff is here if you have any questions.
Thank you, Devin. All right, at this time, I'd like to open it up to the public. If we have the applicant here or anyone in the community who would like to speak regarding this public hearing, please come to the podium, state your name and your address, please.
Good evening. I'm Lauren Potts. I'm here. I live at 450 Hemlock Street, and I am just seeking the approval to move my salon in-home. It's currently located off of Roanoke Street, just like a mile down the road. I'm a new mom, and I have a little boy. He's 10 months old. So I would love to move my salon home so I have a better balance of work life and home life and to be able to see him more. My mom currently watches him for me, so moving the salon to my house, it's still going to run the exact same way, but if I have a 30-minute lunch break, I can run upstairs and like spend time with him and see him, opposed to just sitting in the salon scrolling on my phone. So with that, my business will run the exact same way. He will not be in the salon unless my clients love him and they want to see him. But my mom will still come every day to take care of him and make sure he has all of his needs met, while I'm also running the salon exactly how I do on Roanoke Street right now. So yeah, if you have any more questions, but I think Devin she summed up a lot of it. I would be appointment only, which I already run my business like that. Currently, I don't take walk-ins. My times already, I don't work 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. as of right now, so I definitely wouldn't do that at home. But yeah, if you have any more questions, I'm here to answer them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here to speak regarding this public hearing?
Hi, everybody. I'm happy to see all of you again. Nice to meet Ms. Lyman and Mr. Day. Y'all probably remember me, the lady with the questions. I'm Mary Stewart, 1160 Sherwood Drive. And my first concern is Mr. Johnson and Mr. Scary look like they've been in an altercation.
Just before the meeting.
We didn't agree on something.
Yes, me too.
I was afraid of that. I thank all of you for your commitment to the community and your service for all of us. I totally support Ms. Potts with the salon, and I am a mother of, I had 3 children in 4 years. I can't think of anything better than being downstairs from your baby. So I'm all about it. My only concern is the traffic on Hemlock. When you go up Falling Branch and make that right onto Hemlock, if you've ever been on that street, the traffic exiting Hemlock, going towards Falling Branch, they crest a hill at a pretty good clip, and the police are currently monitoring our neighborhoods. As you all probably know, that our neighborhoods seem like they've become the raceway. And the on-street parking, and this is for Ms. Potts' clients as well as other people traveling on that road, that it appears to be a one-lane road. If there are cars parked on the road, like you're almost at a head-on collision. And I know part of her application included driveway parking, so I don't know if it could be limited to the driveway parking, but that is my concern, is the safety of her clients and everybody else traveling on Hemlock. And then I just have a curiosity. I had to have a question.
is the permit for the resident and the property? So if Ms. Potts sold the home, is that permit still there for the home? Or are they linked together? If she sells the home, then whoever bought the home would have to go through the same application process. If she sold the home and said, hey, we've got this salon down here, and would they then, have the same rights and the same restrictions, whatever the conditions are?
Good question. Will you go ahead and wrap, and then we can address that in just a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, good question.
All right.
Yeah.
So thank you again. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
And we'll address that question in just a moment. I just want to see if anyone else has any other comments before we come back to that question. Any other comments related to this public hearing before we close it? All right, seeing none, we will close that public hearing. And we will address your question about the CUP when we get to the discussion section, because I think that will be something that we want to make sure that our new planning commissioners also understand. So that's a great question. Thank you. All right, so at this time, commissioners, I would like to bring us back up to public hearing A regarding the rezoning request for the industrial use space. Let me open it up to you all. What kind of questions or comments do you all have? And new plan commissioners, this is where if you have a curiosity about something, if you have an observation you want to share, at this point, we would ask if we have clarifying questions, we can ask the applicant more questions that maybe we don't have the answers to. Staff is also super helpful and resourceful for answering questions now, or if there are things you want to note that before we make a decision, we want answers on, so we might hold to the next meeting and take action. But this is the time where any commissioners have an opportunity to share any comments or questions. And maybe, do we want to go ahead and just give your stipulation before we
Sure,
get
I got a
too far?
twist today.
Oh, okay, give it to me.
All right, so pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3112, Section B1, and 2.2-3115, Section H, I am declaring that I am a member of one of three or more businesses that may be affected by agenda items 4A and 4B. As an owner of an electrical and electronic security contractor, I am able to participate in the discussion and voting on these matters fairly, objectively, and in the public interest. I cannot say the same for 5A and 5B, so I will be abstaining from discussion and action on those personally.
Thank you. Okay, good to know going forward. All right, commissioners, any comments or questions regarding 4A?
Did I understand there is a site plan already?
Not yet. We've
Not
got a
yet.
master grading plan. The site plan would come after our reasoning approval.
Okay,
So no site plan yet.
no site plan. And then
You might want to come to the podium, Steve.
the reason for the septic tank or field is because we don't have town sewer.
Correct. There's no
Is-
sewer out along that section.
So the adjacent property also has septic?
Right, it would have to, yes, sir.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. Any future plans to run sewer? I'm not sure if staff, you would know.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, Devin might.
The town doesn't have plans for the town to run sewer up there. If
Okay.
it were to run up there, it would be through a private development.
gotcha. Okay.
Did I say a question right here?
Just one question I had, I guess from, we're looking at the parking spaces and employees potentially coming in and out. Site distance on the Brammer Lane, is there any issues with proper site distance?
No, sir.
Okay, that's my question.
I appreciated the two-way in and out, just planning for that. That was one of my concerns when I was first reading it, so I appreciated the way that y'all laid it out, not knowing yet what's going to go in there. I thought what was presented made sense for that, a future use of the I-2.
I don't have any concerns.
So typically, what happens is we have discussion. If you have any questions, sometimes the same night, we have all the information we need to go ahead and make a decision. Other times, we might need and wait and make a decision at our next meeting. Our folks, commissioners, feel like they have the information they need to make a decision tonight? Or do you need more information or have additional questions?
I, for one, I think this is a unique layout property and very high traffic along the interstate. So I think rezone from agricultural to general industrial is it's a good use for that property.
I agree.
I always like it when the rezoning aligns with the comprehensive plan.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
It makes it a lot easier.
It does.
Me too, I'm sure. All right, well, if there are no comments or questions, do I have a motion on the table?
I'll
A
move.
motion to approve this rezone.
Do I have a second?
I'll
Do we,
second.
do we want to add in the condition or the proffer?
Well, the
Proffered by
proffer is
the-
already
it's already
in.
included. Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
and
gotcha.
we can't touch a proffer. We can only add conditions.
Gotcha.
Given that it was an I-2, I didn't have any additional conditions I wanted to consider, but
No.
that's a good point. Are we good? Okay. And the proffer is already submitted as is, so.
Did you have a,
You do need to be specific that you're moving to approve with the proffer, with the proffered conditions.
so you want to restate your motion then?
Sure. I'll make a motion to approve the rezone with the stated proffer.
And I'll second.
Any discussion? All right, let's do roll call.
Commissioner Curtis,
Aye.
Commissioner Day,
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson,
Aye.
Commissioner Lyman,
Aye.
Commissioner Scary,
Aye.
Commissioner Sowers,
Aye.
Chairperson Kanice.
Aye. It passes unanimously. All right, that was a nice, easy one. So for those who are interested, Town Council will have their public hearing related to this one on Tuesday, August 26th at 7 o'clock. So if you have any concerns or comments or things you want to share related to the rezoning, please go to Town Council on Tuesday, August 26th. They'll hear from the public, and then on Tuesday, September 9th is when they will make their decision. So they always wait. They have a public hearing, and then on September 9th, they'll have discussion and action. All right, moving on to, and if you want to stay for the next discussion, you're welcome to, but if you want to leave now that we have made a decision on the rezoning request, you're welcome to do so. Thank you. Y'all have a good evening. All right, so looking at the conditional use permit for the hair salon, do I have any comments or questions from the commission? Including looking at the conditions, which we will want to update, especially taking out item 4 at least.
Can we pull up the street map
you
so we can look at the?
And the
look at
conditions,
neighborhood?
Devin?
Yeah.
What did you want to look at?
The street map and the conditions? Did you want an answer for,
Oh, yes, while we do, yeah,
so a conditional use permit would transfer along with the property. However, whomever the new owner would be, they would have to come in and apply for a permit. So they would have to do anything that the permit required, but the CUP would still, whatever conditions that you place on this will transfer.
because the CUP
So-
stays with the property,
Correct.
which is often why we put on sometimes what seems like more general restricting conditions, even though it doesn't apply to the property or the business owner, in case when it's sold, someone wants to do something different that we are not, think is appropriate for their
Right.
use. You gonna add something, Jennifer?
No, I'm reading your conditions. If
Okay.
the use ceased for 2 years, then that would be it.
Or can we put a time limit on it?
That's already the time limit on a use, so
Okay.
if it ceases for 2 years, then they cannot automatically continue.
Meaning if the person, if Lauren sells the property and then the next person is like, after 3 years, like, oh, that was a really great idea. I should have done a hair salon. At that
They'd
point,
have to
it's
come
too
back.
late. They have to come back and reapply. But it could be a selling point for selling the property, which is that it comes with the CUP for an in-home salon with the stipulations, pending that it's approved.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone wanted to look at them. Was that you, Mark? Did you ask for the?
I did. I was kind of questioning whether, being in the industrial park area, whether there was a lot of truck traffic or anything on Hemlock, or is it strictly residential?
So that's 100% residential.
I'll also add a little bit of information. In our last street committee meeting, we discussed kind of analyzing the streets in town and having emergency services provide us with a list of areas where they have difficulty navigating because of the parking on the sides of the streets. So we will be going through neighborhoods and trying to figure out what areas create difficulties for public works and emergency services. So if there are issues on Hemlock regarding parking and there being either both sides or one side of the street causing an issue, the street committee is going to take that into consideration and then take that to the town council. So just wanted you to have that information since that was brought up. And
I appreciate that. And I think because that is a issue on many of our streets in town. I live on a street that when people park on both sides, buses and UPS drivers have a hard time getting through. And I know I've asked before, like, how do I make this like one side parking? So I think it's a legitimate concern, but I think it's more of a concern for town and the street committee than it is to limit a business that is what seems to be maybe one, maybe two cars for whatever reason. But I do think it's a good concern that was raised, but do you know the timeline on the process of starting that analysis and maybe what action we can expect?
well, I'm supposed to do a ride along with the fire department
Okay.
and create a list from that. He said that it would be best if we do that in the evening when people are home.
Yeah.
So within the next few weeks, we'd be bringing it back to street committee. And they did seem like they were leaning towards the idea of either making some of those streets one side, only one side with the ability to park along the street, or none, like restricting both sides.
Would you just, and it might already be on the list, but can you just make a note of Hemlock for that
I-
ride-along?
I
Just so
did.
that way we can have the fire department take a look at that and you lay eyes on there too. Because I think that's a legitimate concern, but to me, it's a concern for folks all the time. Like, I would like that issue addressed for the community. Did you have a question, Jennifer?
No, I was just looking at your conditions.
So the hours of operation shall be limited to 8 to, and I'm glad you mentioned the one 2021, because I was like, was it really that long ago that we had one?
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with, I mean, that makes sense. I think that's comfortable to stay in. And even though currently there are no plans to operate beyond the current hours, again, that stays with the house. And so I think that's appropriate and consistent with community standards. There shall be no freestanding signage related to the business displayed on the property. One wall sign of a maximum 2 square feet shall be allowed. Any questions or concern with that condition?
Nope, makes sense.
This permit shall be reviewed by the planning commission in 1 year. Have we actually done that? I mean, we put it on here, but I can't say that I've had an agenda item where it's like, let's review all the CUPs from the last year.
We haven't.
No, we haven't.
We have never.
So we put that in there mainly like if we have concerns, it's an opportunity for us to address them. So as long as, if it's passed, as long as you or anyone operating a lot fall in line with, and there's no concerns raised. Usually it's a complaint comes to the town, and then this gives us an opportunity to address it. Okay, so we'll leave that in there. Item 4 is supposed to be removed. Did I understand and read correctly there, Devin? Okay, so we're removing item 4. from the conditions. Item 5, which will become 4, customers shall be seen by appointment only, and there shall be no separate waiting area. Okay. And then new item 5, on-street parking shall be confined to the street right-of-way directly adjacent to the property, which, is that worded correctly? Let's say that Hemlock becomes a one-way, one-side parking. When it says the street right-of-way, now, let's say that, like, that side becomes no parking, that would be on the other side? Would this be in alignment if any parking regulations are put on that street?
So this item comes directly from the town's definition of home occupation.
Okay.
And specifically for minor home occupations, where it says that on-street parking is confined to the street right-of-way directly adjacent to the property. And so our town code doesn't address on-street parking for major home occupations, but this would put it in line with what's allowable for a minor home occupation. I honestly don't know how that would be interpreted on a street with one side parking. It's not something that we have in many places in the town. I can't think of any off the top of my head. So we would be in new territory with
Okay.
that.
I mean, if they parked and there was a no parking, they'd get a ticket. So that would just be something that the business owner would want to make sure that they communicate correctly to their customers, so you don't get a ticket on top of your hair appointment.
So I have a question for you, Lauren.
Thanks for coming to the podium.
How big is your driveway?
There's a photo.
Is
There was a photo.
Sorry.
Yeah, so
Yes, sir.
I wanted to come up and speak on the parking because just to give reassurance, I would never have, like, my parking lot is big enough to be able to have multiple clients at a time park in my driveway. So there would never be a time where somebody would have to park on the street. And I know that because I don't know if you noticed, I have a pool and I have a really big family and I have a new baby. So I have a lot of people at my house all the time. And even out every given Saturday and Sunday, just have my family there, I can easily fit 10 cars in my driveway at a time. So I do know that. So on a week basis, I only work Tuesday through Friday. My husband will be gone because he works for the town of Blacksburg, and then my mom will be there. So that would only be 2 cars in the driveway during the time that I'm operating, and then I'd only ever have 1 car in there as well. So there'd be no issues with parking. There'd be no on-street parking at all.
So we
It's
can
an
make a
L-shaped
condition.
driveway,
Yeah.
though. It's an L-shaped driveway, so you go in from the street, and then that driveway you see there is behind
Yeah.
your house.
Okay.
So you
Yeah,
can make a condition that there's no, that it's off-street parking.
I guess
Yeah.
my point was that we were talking about on-street parking, and it doesn't appear that on-street parking is going to be even an issue.
No.
And you're by appointment only, so that sort of dictates that only one person, maybe you have a little overlap, maybe 2 cars, but that would be at any point in time.
And I do plan on, because not only do I want it for my neighborhood, but I want my clients to have designated parking so that way nobody gets blocked in by the second person
Sure.
coming in case their appointments overlap.
Good thinking.
So I do plan on extending my driveway to almost make my driveways 2-lane. 2 lanes, so that way, like where the black truck is and there's a spot in between, those 2 would be just designated to clients. And then I planned on extending it out a little bit further so my personal vehicles will be pushed more to the back of the property line.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. And also, I did want to say, I bought this house in 2021, and there was actually currently a salon already running out of the house when I bought it. So, like, I don't have to even plumb a sink because it's already plumbed. And so what the previous homeowners did was put in these doors, French doors that went into the salon suite, and I turned it into a mother-in-law suite at the time, but now I want to turn it back into a salon. But I don't know if she had like a home occupational.
Sure she did.
But if she did, that's great. But I don't think anybody in the neighborhood noticed there was already a business running out of the home. But I would like to have it to be
Official.
legal.
I would support that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I guess given that, and if it would make people feel better, and I don't know that it'd be too limiting for future ownership of the house, would people want a condition to be off-street parking? I mean, is that, or do you want to leave it for consistency purposes?
I'm okay leaving it, for consistency, but my point was, it's not really
It doesn't seem
a
like
concern
huge.
or an issue.
Any comments from other folks on desire to leave or change?
No, either way.
I have no problem leaving it for consistency and it just not being an issue for this one. Okay. All right, can we see a document with the now 5 conditions, please, Devin? While that's being pulled up, commissioners have any other questions or comments related to this CUP?
No, I don't.
Okay,
No?
1 second, Devin.
Do you want a separate document, or do you want us to?
If we could just strike through item 4, so we know that there are actually just 5 conditions that are up there, and we can say that, as long as we acknowledge item 4 is being removed, so we're going down to 5.
Okay.
With no other changes, am I correct, commissioners, to the other 5?
Yes, correct.
That's correct.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Seems like we're ready to take action then. Do I have a motion on the table, including the 5 conditions?
I'll make a motion to approve with the 5 conditions included.
Second.
Any other questions or comments? All right, let's do roll call.
Commissioner Curtis,
Aye.
Commissioner Day,
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson,
Aye.
Commissioner Lyman,
Aye.
Commissioner Scary,
Aye.
Commissioner Sowers,
Aye.
Chairperson Kanice.
Aye. And with that, it passes unanimously. Congratulations. So again, this is a recommendation to town council. So on Tuesday, August 26th at 7 o'clock, town council will have a public hearing. So they'll have all the same information that we had this evening, and then they'll have our unanimous recommendation to go ahead and approve with the 5 conditions that you heard us acknowledge this evening. And then again, what will happen is on Tuesday, September 9th, they will then take action on that. And so they will know that we recommended it, but they could go any way that they so desire. So again, I recommend that you be there on Tuesday, August 26th as an applicant to share your perspective and reasoning. But congratulations on moving one step closer, and excited for you and your family. And you're welcome to stay this evening or go. We will be discussing a couple more items. So thank you very much. All right, so discussion and action. And Mike, sometimes when we have folks who have abstained, they've gone and sat in the chairs just to make it
No
clear to
problem.
the community.
Go in the corner.
Thank you. He's like,
You've been dismissed.
please stay, just take a seat. All right, so let me have some context here regarding a plat showing dedication of right-of-way for Sunset Drive Northeast. What are we looking at here?
Okay, so there was a change to town code relatively recently that changed it from the street committee and town council providing tentative approval of acceptance of right-of-way dedication to the planning commission providing that tentative approval. This is the first one to come before you.
Oh, we did talk about this generally, didn't we? We hadn't seen any cases yet, okay.
Yeah. This is the first one. We actually have 2 this time. So this one is dedication of 0.056 acre of right-of-way at the terminus of Sunset Drive. This is part of a larger development. There is the Sunset Drive Apartments project, a planned housing development on the parcel that was approved by conditional use permit in 2024. It's currently in the site plan review process. There was a portion of Sunset Drive, it used to continue a little bit further down into the property, I think all the way to the other end of the property. That portion was vacated. They didn't need it for this project, they didn't want it. So they had that vacated a year or two ago. And in order to provide a turnaround at the end of Sunset, they need to dedicate this little piece of right-of-way to make that T at the end of Sunset. That's what this is.
And so then what you need, welcome everybody, this is our first time doing this one, okay. So what you need then from us is if we have any questions or we think it makes sense and then to vote on it?
Yes. So what you're voting on today is tentative approval of the town taking this new right-of-way.
And this is currently part of or is this someone else's property?
Right now, it is private property. That little piece is private property.
Okay.
What they are proposing to do is create that turnaround there, and they're planning on paving that and dedicating that to the town. So it would be a public, part of the public road.
And the private property owner, are they aware?
Yes, they would have to sign this plat also. So this plat that you were provided that shows this piece of right-of-way, you'll see that it has all sorts of other stuff on there that's related to the project, that development project. But all of that other stuff, all of the other dedications, those can all be approved administratively, except for this dedication of right-of-way. And that's why this one portion of it is coming before the commission.
And is the owner able to share any concerns or support of, or, I mean, they don't have a choice, but can they make a comment?
They are the ones who submitted this plat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the private property owners submit it to say, you may use this from us or buy this from us and use it for your right of way. It's not like it's being taken without
Correct.
a desire to use. Okay.
Correct. And they would be signing the plat before the town signs the plat.
Okay, so they still have an opportunity to change their minds.
Correct.
Okay. I just wanted to know if we were just taking someone's land or they have a say in whether and sometimes there isn't, but I at least would like an opportunity for them to have a voice if they were not in support. Okay. Commissioners, other questions or things that you're like, what am I doing right now that you would like answered?
No, I understand this.
No.
I mean, one question I have, I ran into this at VDOT and, additions and abandonments and things like that and right away. I'm guessing, because there's standards that our streets are built to, from cul-de-sacs and entrances and things like that. Is there anything for that? Does it meet our town standards as far as, cul-de-sacs or entrances or anything like that? Does that kind of fall within our guidelines?
Yes, it does. This Sunset Drive Apartments project has already gone through the site plan review process. So the civil site plan has been reviewed by our engineering department. And that's one thing that they look at is making sure that any dedicated right-of-way, any streets that the town's going to take over maintenance for, use the town standard detail for construction of the road and make sure that all the dimensions are within what we require, and we reference VDOT standards. So if you're familiar with VDOT standards, you would be pretty familiar with what the town's using.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I had, really. It's like, as long as it's meets those codes and standards, I don't have any other comment.
All right, any other comments or questions from the commission?
I don't think so.
All right, so at this point, then, the motion would be to make a recommendation to recommend approving the dedication of right-of-way,
I think the motion is for tentative approval.
tentative approval.
And that tentative is for administrative approval on behalf of town council.
Tentative approval.
Yes.
Approval for administrative approval.
Yeah.
All right, whoever is going to be my motion, I hope you wrote that down. Tentative approval for administrative approval.
I think tentative approval is sufficient.
Okay.
Yeah.
For town council approval. How many times can we say approval? Okay. All right, do I have a motion from my planning commissioner?
I can make a motion for tentative approval
For the dedication
for
of
the
right,
dedication of the right-of-way
for Sunset Drive.
for Sunset Drive.
Northeast.
I didn't write all that down.
You're good.
So
I
help
got
me God.
tentative approval.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, let's do roll call.
Commissioner Curtis,
Aye.
Commissioner Day,
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson,
Aye.
Commissioner Lyman,
Aye.
Commissioner Sowers,
Aye.
Chairperson Kanice.
Aye. So we have 6 ayes and 1 abstention. Do we need him to say I abstain, or because he already said it?
Commissioner Scary,
Thank you.
You look so funny sitting out there.
I think he's gonna have to grill me. Okay. All right, fantastic. Thank you. Let's go ahead and do that again then for item B, which is plat showing dedication of right-of-way for Stafford Drive Northwest. We should just get you a seat, Devin, one of those like high stools.
So this one is .071 acres. This portion, you'll see it's this long skinny sliver. And you're only seeing half of it on the screen right now. It continues down almost to Pepper's Ferry. From Quinn Stewart Boulevard all the way down to Pepper's Ferry. And this is in conjunction with the Clifton Town Center project. You'll see a lot of big machines out there moving dirt right now. They're, those plans are approved. They're under construction. And those plans called for a widening of Stafford Drive for that section from Quinn Stewart down to Pepper's Ferry, hence the dedication of right-of-way.
And if I recall, just in general, from the multiple public hearings we had related to Stafford Drive, I don't think those folks are upset about that. I think that that would be highly supported because there was lots of
Agreed.
concern about the narrowness of that road and all the traffic that comes through there.
Totally agree. Yep.
All right, anything else we should know before? Okay. Commissioners, any comments or questions? All right, so I think we're going to have a similar statement. If I'm looking for a motion for tentative approval for the plat dedication right away, so on.
I'll make a motion for tentative approval for the dedication of the right-of-way of Stafford Drive Northwest.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, let's do roll call.
Commissioner Curtis,
Aye.
Commissioner Day,
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson,
Aye.
Commissioner Lyman,
Aye.
Commissioner Scary, Commissioner Sowers,
Aye.
Chairperson Kanice.
Aye. All right, so that is recommended for tentative approval, 6 ayes and 1 abstention. You may join us now back at the table. Thank you. All right.
Back into the circle.
You're back. You're welcome back in. All right, do we have any other business staff? Our next commission meeting was scheduled for Monday, August 18th. We have a subcommittee meeting. Is there any items for the planning commission meeting that day?
Not since you voted on everything today.
Okay. Have our new commissioners been shared about or updated on the subcommittee? Go ahead.
If you were
No, please, no, go for it.
We are in the midst, a little further than middle, of updating our comprehensive plan. So we have scheduled subcommittee meetings to go over portions of the results from the surveys. The New River Valley Regional Commission is who is doing our comprehensive plan. And so they will come and present, I think it was land use.
Not land use.
public safety and environment, but we're not sure which one of those.
Okay.
So if you're interested so the subcommittee meeting meets at 5:30 in the room that we were just in, and it meets for an hour, and so we'll get an update on where we are in the plan. I have an opportunity to ask questions, provide feedback. It's all in draft form right now. So if you're able to make it, that would be wonderful. It's not required. It's a subcommittee meeting. And typically, they happen on the night that we have a planning commission meeting, so there would be a meeting at 7, but since we just took action, there is no meeting on Monday,
I
Monday,
lied.
August 18th.
There is a meeting.
I just deleted it.
Oh, do we have a public
You
hearing?
could re-add it, yeah. I
Oh.
didn't realize we have a public hearing for code amendment request.
Okay, so never mind. Everybody keep your,
So there still will be a meeting. That is the only item.
okay, gotcha. All right, so there will be a subcommittee meeting at 5:30, and then there will be a planning commission meeting at 7 o'clock. And then our meeting after that, it is like September 8th? We have a long break in between meetings, I think, just for people's calendars.
Right, because the first is Labor Day. Second.
The second is,
I thought it was, is it September 2nd? For some reason, I thought that was odd. Is it not?
I think the second's a Monday.
Yeah, because the fourth Tuesday would be the 26th.
Yeah, there's only one meeting in August.
Yeah, maybe that's what was odd. I'm pretty, okay, is it on Tuesday, September 2nd? Is that the September one? For some reason, I thought there was another planning commission meeting until September 15th. It was like something silly on the calendar, but maybe I put it on my calendar wrong. But,
I'll double check.
yeah,
and
anyways,
let
be
you
on the
know.
lookout for because I was looking at all the dates.
Yeah, I don't have the second on my calendar.
No, I don't either. It was like a really long gap.
Okay, it might be because there's not, like, no?
We have one on the 15th.
Yeah, I had August 18th, and then I had September 15th. It was like a month in between.
There might be because of how the second and fourth Tuesday
Fell, yeah.
for town council. But I'll double check and let you guys know.
So, and then if we want to consider September 15th, Plan Commission meeting, if you want to look at a work session, that gives a month and a half for those definitions.
Okay.
Or about a month and a half. So that's mainly how I was looking at it. Okay.
It is September 2nd.
We do have, was it on it was not on the calendar, on the public calendar. I mean, it might have been and I missed it, but,
I can just say it's not on mine, and I took it off
okay.
public.
Yeah, I took it off the public
But so
calendar.
you're saying there is one?
On Tuesday, September 2nd?
No pressure.
So it should be.
It should be on the calendar. It's on the town calendar for holidays because it's September 1st.
Okay.
So it should be online on the calendar as well. Katie was messaging me.
I think I'm going to be in
Armand.
Ohio on the second.
No worries.
If we do have a meeting on the second, do you want to,
All in.
I mean, if we don't have a meeting on the second, do you still want to have the work session on the 15th?
I think that gives more time.
Okay.
So Yep, okay, it's on here. I must have missed it. But there is one on Planning Commission, September 2nd at 7 o'clock. I must have just missed it. Okay. Yeah, I think let's do it. That way we don't have them back to back. It gives more time. So let's still maintain the work session
On the 15th.
on the 15th.
Okay.
Unless it's looking like we'll have nothing on the agenda. I don't want to have folks come in if there's nothing on the agenda.
Okay.
So if we can take a look at, maybe play it by ear? Does that work for folks? I figure if there's no meeting, ideally we wouldn't have a work session, so folks can have the evening.
Although, they might run pretty long,
The work session?
yeah.
Oh.
If, I was joking, but
I could make them run really long. And then we could maybe have to order in food on the town. How does that work?
oops.
Does anyone, other commissioners have any other agenda items? Awesome. Well, again, we're so excited to have our new commissioners. Thank you for joining.
Welcome.
All right, so we will see everybody on Monday, August 18th. Meeting adjourns.
Don't forget to turn off your mic.
Turn off your mic.